Good evening. Those two students were incredible. It will be hard. I will look at my notes and it'll be hard to top that. Good evening. I sit before you as a New Bedford educator for over 27 consecutive years. I'm also a proud Whaler, class of 1984, and I still live in New Bedford currently. I have experienced corporate education reform firsthand: standardized curriculum, scripted lessons, high-stakes testing regime, corporate educational leadership models, and serious attacks on teachers, resulting in premature retirements, exits to other districts, and abandonment of the profession. All of this is disheartening and problematic for a number of reasons. Standardized curricula crafted by third-party vendors who are not professional educators, but all too often venture philanthropists, have stripped teachers of their autonomy and have attempted to reduce them to technicians. There are brilliant teachers here in New Bedford who continue to exercise authority over their labor and work wonders with their students. Teachers need to be treated like the professionals that they are. Any use of Chapter 70 funds that does not treat teachers this way should be avoided. High-stakes standardized tests like the MCAS have effectively worked to make schools and urban students look bad, and low test scores have been used to justify the privatization of our schools. The system has paved the way for more charters and vouchers, draining our public schools financially while pilfering away many incredible students. These tests have little to no educational value. If these tests are built on a bell curve, it means that the so-called achievement gap is not designed to ever be closed. Using additional money to close achievement gaps is very problematic. We should be using it to close opportunity gaps and improving the entire learning experience here in New Bedford. Mainstream narratives now include that public school teachers are incompetent, parents are lazy, students are entitled, unions are greedy bullies, and that leadership should be hierarchical and that things should simply be imposed. Much of this happens because this profession is largely fueled by women. Make no mistake, it's an attack on women, particularly at the elementary level. It's also an attack on the communities that are living in poverty and our working class. I say that only to say that many living in poverty actually work. This community deserves the same as any elite community in Massachusetts. As an educator who takes pride in being a public servant, I implore you not to spend the Chapter 70 funds on test prep, additional accountability systems, curriculum from third-party vendors, personalized learning, ed tech programs. We don't want our students behind screens. We want them interacting with one another and real teachers. Management such as top-level administrators. Instead, use this money to support teachers and students so that they don't have to rely on crowdsourcing platforms to fund classroom supplies and participate in field trips. The teacher-to-student ratio has to be reasonable, considering the challenges our learners face, shared by our brave students that are members of our coalition who spoke before me. We will not only attract highly effective teachers, we will keep the ones we have. Then our students' needs will truly be met. Thank you.